Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Samuel Brown, aka RBT, coming at you with my first rebuilding video here on MLB the Show 17. And today, we're going to be rebuilding the Boston Red Sox. Now, you might be asking, how are we rebuilding the Red Sox when they're already a pretty good team? Well, in terms of this series, rebuilding doesn't mean necessarily taking a bad team, making them good. We're just rebuilding the team for the most part. And the goal of this series is to, in one season, win the World Series. Now, if we make it to the World Series and get it to where we have 3 games won the World Series, we're going to play the very final game to actually win the World Series. And hopefully that will happen in every single episode of this series with every team that we do use. Hopefully I can rebuild them as good as possible, that in that first season they can make it to the World Series and we can win it. And if we don't win it, the episode is considered a failure. And the thing about this series is we're trying our absolute best using every asset possible to make that team as good as possible in year 1. We don't care about prospects, we don't care about the future, we care about pretty much using all of our assets to make the team good right now so we can make it to the World Series in year 1. And since it's a 1-year thing, that makes sense. Why do you want to have prospects in your organization that have value if you're trying to win the World Series in the first year? So if I trade away a lot of prospects and stuff for MLB ready players, don't get butthurt, it's just part of the series. So if you guys do enjoy today's video and want to see more rebuilds on the channel for MLB the Show 17, make sure to smash the like button. And if we can hit, let's say, 1,500 likes, I'll definitely make this series a staple for this channel moving forward. And if you do want to see another episode of rebuilding on MLB the Show 17, let me know what team you want to see next in the comments section below. Now, with that said, let's jump into our first ever Rebuild World Series Challenge on MLB The Show 17. Now, looking at the Boston Red Sox, I believe there are 5 moves that I could potentially make to make this team absolutely unstoppable. Now, first of all, looking at the pitching rotation. The pitching rotation for the Red Sox is pretty freaking good. When the reigning Cy Young winner is number 3 in the rotation, that's normally a good sign. Now, I think the rotation, to make it absolutely deadly, could use one more, I would say at least number 2 pitcher. And with that being the case, either Stephen Wright or Drew Pomeranz will probably get traded on because, like I said, we're trying to use every asset possible to upgrade this team. Now, looking at the actual lineup, like I said, we need probably 1 starting pitcher. Now, there's a couple positions that I do think we could potentially upgrade. First of all, we have third base. Pablo Sandoval is probably set for a rebound year in real life, but he's a 78 overall, and I think we could do better than a 78 overall right now for this series, so we can hopefully have an incredible season to make it to the World Series and win it in today's episode. Same thing with first base. Mitch Moreland, I'm not really sold on him at the first base position, so hopefully we can get a better first baseman. And Sandy Leon had a crazy breakout year last year, but if we can upgrade these 3 positions to players over 80 overall, I'll definitely be willing to do so. There's some players on the bench that we could potentially trade away. Brock Cole, he's my favorite Red Sox, but we might have to trade him away in today's episode. And now it looks like Andrew Benintendi had a upgrade. He was like a 78 overall, and I was considering trading him on if we had to for a star player, and we still might, but I'm probably not since he's up to an 81. I'm trying to make everybody that's starting for us over an 80. Now, maybe we have to trade him away to get an absolute star player, and then we could replace left field with a player over 81 overall, because like I said, he's going to grow into an amazing player and run the show in real life, but we're trying to focus on the now. So with that said, let's jump into some trades and make this team unstoppable. The good thing about MLB The Show's trade system is that it's a lot easier than Madden's because you can suggest some pieces to a trade out to all 32 teams and they'll all come back with you with an offer. So it's a lot easier than actually having to go through and make the offers yourself. So we're gonna have to see what we can get. So what am I going to trade away first? We're definitely gonna be trading away some prospects. I think we're definitely going to upgrade the catcher position, so I'm not too worried about adding in Blake Sweetheart to a deal. Also, we might as well go ahead and add in Pablo because we're going to be looking for a better third baseman as well. And for another player, we're not going to need Rusney Castillo. He's making over $1 million a year, so we're going to go ahead and add him in as well and see what trades we can get for one of our positions of need. An 89 overall closer is a nice start, but we don't need a closer because we do have Craig Kimbrell. There's a good catcher right there, Wilson Ramos from the Rays. He's 86 overall, but let's wait and see what else we can get. Marcus Stroman, that's a pretty good player. Jose Quintana, that's another good player, 88 overall. That might be the move as of right now. That's another good pitcher right there. Justin Upton and Daniel Norris, but we don't necessarily need either of those guys. Lorenzo Cain, but we already have Jackie Bradley Jr. Miguel Sano, now that could be a nice move. He's a young player, already an 85 overall, and can take over at the third base position. That's probably my favorite move so far. Sonny Gray is another good one. I believe the Miguel Sano deal is my favorite so far. This is another good one, another starting pitcher that was incredible. Wade Davis, a 94 overall closer. Billy Hamilton, Andrew McCutchen, but we don't need a right fielder. We have freaking Mookie Betts there. I believe we're going to need a starting pitcher, but I'm going to wait on that. That's another good player right there. But I think we're going to go back to the Miguel Sano deal. That's a beast third baseman to get. So Blake Sweetheart, Pablo Sandoval, and Rusney Castillo for a star third baseman. I think that's worth it. And we have ourselves a star third baseman just like that. So now I think it's time to go after another beast starting pitcher. Stephen Wright, I love him in real life. He had a great spring, probably going to have a really good season in real life, but we need somebody better than the 78 overall if we want this team to be unstoppable. So we're going to add him into the deal. Also, like I said, I don't want Mitch Moreland, but we're going to wait a little bit before we trade him away. Matt Dominguez, he has a B potential, so we're going to add him in. You know what? Sam Travis, we'll go ahead and throw him in the deal. So a starting pitcher and two pretty freaking good prospects that we are going to suggest and see if we can get a first baseman, a starting pitcher, Michael Pineda from the New York Yankees, and then a relief pitcher as well. He's an 86 overall starting pitcher. That's something to keep our eye on. Alex Cobb's another one. Kevin Pillar is a good player. Jose Abreu. Now there is our potential starting first baseman, and we also get a decent pitcher as well, Miguel Gonzalez. Like, this is crazy. Now we probably should have done that previously. Garrett Richards, an 88 overall starting pitcher. That might be the move. Sonny Gray's good as well. Oh man, that might actually be the move. Holy crap, boys, an 88 overall starting pitcher. I think we're going to be going with that. 100% facts. Garrett Richards from the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. We're going to get ourselves another beast starting pitcher who slides right into our lineup. Now, he is an 83 overall when he comes over, but I'm pretty sure at the end of spring ball, his overall is going to be upgraded back to an 88, but we'll have to see. So now I'm looking at either a catcher or first baseman. So I'm going to add in Sandy Leon, Mitch Moreland, because we're not going to play with him. He's making $2.9 million per year. Rafael Devers, he's a beast prospect, one of the Red Sox best prospects in real life, but we don't need him for this video. If we can get somebody absolutely incredible for those three players, I'll 100% take it. I think we can get somebody pretty freaking good in return. Gary Sanchez, an 88 overall catcher from the Yankees. Now, this is pretty controversial because I don't think they would ever make this trade in real life, the Yankees and Red Sox, but that's a good freaking player. So we're going to keep on looking through, see if there's anybody else that's crazy. Now, that's a good deal as well, but we're going to hold on that. Eric Hosmer, that's a very good player. Holy crap. D. Gordon, but we have Dustin Pedroia. Oh, Matt Harvey. Holy crap. Do we go after another starting pitcher? This team is going to be unstoppable, guys. Michael Wacha, another really good pitcher. John Gray. Will Myers from the Padres. That might be the move as well, dude. We get a closing pitcher as well and a reliever. But who was it that I was looking at? Gary Sanchez from the Yankees? I can't. He's one of the best young catchers in baseball. We're going to go after him. A couple more prospects that I am going to offer. Marco Hernandez, Steve Selsky, and Christian Vasquez. Now, we need a first baseman. So, we're looking for a first baseman or maybe potentially another starting pitcher. And then I think we'll be set. Honestly, this team is looking pretty freaking incredible so far. We get a trash catcher right there, Michael Pineda. So maybe we go after another starting pitcher, but we're looking for a first baseman. That's Steve Pearce. He's an 81 overall. But we're looking for something a little bit better than that. Give me an incredible first baseman, please. It's Mike Napoli. We're not going to bring him back to Boston. 76 is not good enough. Brandon Phillips from the Braves. Ryan Zimmerman's down to a 75 overall now. That's crazy. Dude used to be a beast for the Nationals. They're just not really giving me anything too crazy, so maybe that's not enough to bring in a talented first baseman. So what I think I'm going to do... Oh, man. You know what? I think I'm actually going to take the Michael Pineda deal and then trade on Drew Pomeranz. Is that the move? I think it is. We just got Michael Pineda. That's two Yankees we have on our team, which might create some controversy, but he's down to an 80 overall already, but he might go up after the spring training. So we're going to offer Drew Pomeranz in the deal now and see if we can get ourselves a good first baseman. So the last thing I think we are going to try to get is a first baseman. We're offering two quality starting pitchers. Eduardo Rodriguez, who is a very talented young prospect who has some major league experience, and Drew Pomeranz. We have got to get a good first baseman back in return for this deal. Alex Cobb would be a nice pitcher to bring in, but we're not looking for a pitcher. Marcus Stroman, I want him so bad, but we're going to hold on him. An 88 overall pitcher. Somebody out there has got to have a good first baseman for me, right? Somebody's got to have me a good first baseman. I've not seen any good first baseman so far, guys. I added in one of our other catching prospects. That's going to be like 4 catchers traded, but we're trying to get a first baseman. Chris Davis, man. Chris freaking Davis. I know he's not the greatest in the world anymore. He's a very good power hitter, but that's better than nothing. And we'd also be getting Zach Britton as well. But let's see if we can get any other better first baseman. If I could just get a star first baseman just by himself, I would be 100% content with that. Come on, man. Somebody give me an all-star first baseman. I'm giving you 2 quality starting pitchers and a decent catcher as well. Give me somebody good, please. A 74 overall. Will Myers. That's what I'm talking about. I think that's going to be the move. Will Myers is better than Chris Davis. We don't need a closer. They're also giving me 2 decent players in Alex Dickerson and Brad Hand. I know this is a smarter deal, but we don't need a closer. We have Craig Kimbrell. So I'm going to go ahead and get the young, well, I guess he's still relatively young, Will Myers. That's another very good first baseman. And I think our team is pretty And when Haley Ramirez is batting in the 9 hole, you know you got yourself an absolute beast lineup. And I actually just signed AJ Przinsky out of free agency to give ourselves a better backup than Frank Reese at a 53 overall. So what I'm going to do, guys, is go ahead and sim to the trade deadline and see what the team's looking like, and I'll see you guys in just a second. We are at the trade deadline, and we've had a pretty incredible season. We're 67-39 at the trade deadline, and crazy enough, the Indians are 67-37, so actually better than us. But we started off the season absolutely incredible, dude. Like, look at April. We started off the season, I believe, like 10-1 and like 11-2. We had a little bit of a rough patch. May wasn't too good for us. We like went 500 in May, went like 500 in June, and we've had a pretty decent July until the end of July. So kind of up and down after the first month of the season, but in April we were absolutely incredible. Now let's go ahead and look at the lineup, see how everybody's looking in terms of overall. Noah Syndergaard's down to a 90 or an 86 rather. That's not too good. He's 7-7, so he's not been really good for us. Chris Sale though is up to a 97 overall. Garrett Richards is down to an 81, but still having a good season, 7-3 on the year. See how Kimbrel's doing. He's 0-3 with a 5 ERA. But looking at our lineup, Pedroia's having a good season. Looks like our worst acquisition has been nobody. Gary Sanchez is up to a 90. JD Martinez is back up to an 84. Mookie Betts having a great year. So I think it's time to go ahead and sim to the end of the season and go into the playoffs, because I know we're going to make it to the playoffs, right? So the regular season is over, and we did eclipse 100 wins. We didn't do as good as I thought, but we still went 102 in 60. So we did win 100 games, but I still think we could have done better knowing how good our team actually was. And the Rangers are the team we are going to be playing in the divisional round. So it looks like Mike Trout won the MVP award, of course, and Brandon Belt won it in the National League. He had 45 homers. Chris Sale won the Cy Young, 19-7, a 2.68 ERA. That's incredible. Looks like Edwin Encarnacion led the MLB in home runs with 47 home runs. And as you know, Chris Sale did win the Cy Young. David Price went 20-7, so an incredible season. Noah Syndergaard has probably been the disappointment of this episode. Went 9-11, 4.6 ERA. Rick Porcello, another good season, 14-6. Not exactly as good as a Cy Young season, but still a great year, a 3.5 ERA. And Garrett Richards, kind of a disappointment as well, 12-7 with an ERA over 4. And it looks like the bullpen is what actually let us down. Our bullpen, nobody really stood out. Our best pitcher in the bullpen was Tyler Thornburg. So maybe next time in a rebuild, I need to focus on the bullpen more. But it was still good enough to get us 100 wins. Pedroia batted over 300 with 22 home runs. Bogarts 304 with 18 home runs. Mookie Betts, an incredible season, 31 home runs. JD Martinez had 22. Gary Sanchez didn't do as good as I thought, but still a decent season. Jackie Bradley Jr., an okay season, 271, 15 home runs. Miguel Sano belted 27. Will Myers hit 250 with 21 home runs, but he's up to an 89. And Hanley, batting out of the 9-hole, hit 25 home runs with a 268 average. So here it is, boys. It is time to see if we can make it to the World Series. If we don't make it to the World Series, that's going to be a failure. If we don't win the World Series, I will play the final game of the World Series, but if we don't win it, that'll also be a failure. But if we don't make it to the World Series, that'll be a huge failure. So I'm going to go ahead and sim this one by one. Lost the first game. That's not good. Won the second game. Come on. Won the third. Oh, man, it comes down to this. We cannot get eliminated already. We won, thank God. Won the freaking rubber match of the divisional round. Holy crap. Beat Cole Hamels. Garrett Richards versus Cole Hamels. Holy crap, dude. Now we're taking on the Indians, who had an incredible season in the AL Championship. Oh, my God. Some of this one by one. Won the first game. Lost the second. Won the third, lost a fourth, 1-14. Won the, oh man, please, one more win. It comes down to game 7. We can't lose.
Nope.
We lost. We lost. What a failure. What a failure. God dang.